Okay, I am calling to order the Southborough Zoning Board of Appeals for August 20th, 2025. We have Doris and Jamie here with myself and Laura in person. Mike and Paul are joining remotely. We've got a little bit of a mix. So first thing we have on the agenda, I believe, is 71 Mount Vickery.
Yep.
Right, and yep, you can come on up. And Laura, do you want to read the notice?
You got it. The Board of Appeals of the Town of Southborough will hold a public hearing at the McAuliffe Hearing Room, 17 Common Street, Wednesday, August 20th, 2025 at 7:00 p.m. with regard to the petitions of Richard Saunders, 71 Mount Vickery Road, Southborough, Mass. The petitioner is seeking a special permit modification to allow the construction of an office on an existing accessory apartment. The property is located in the Residential A zoning district, and relief is requested under section 174-9.
Thank you. And good evening, sir. You're here. Are you the applicant?
I'm the applicant, yes.
Okay. If you don't mind just identifying
Sure.
yourself.
Richard Saunders, 71 Mount Vickery Road.
Okay, great. Thank you. I see this is a property you're looking to modify a previous special permit, correct?
That's correct. So I can give you a little history.
Yeah.
So in 2005, we put a accessory apartment onto our main house. It was for my daughter and her son at the time. And it required a special permit because it was an accessory apartment. It also required a variance because it had to be attached to the house. So we had to build a walkway and a gazebo and everything so it was attached to the house. So it's an apartment above a 3-car garage, basically is what it was. And that was fine. About 20, I have to look at my notes here, but I think it was 2022 or 2022, there was an existing deck, a deck. And we enclosed that with a Brady sunroom. And we got a special permit, not a special permit, we got a building permit for that project.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, the building inspectors didn't say we needed to modify the permit, the special permit. We just got a building permit and they put the room on and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Then in a year ago, right around this time a year ago, October, another daughter and her family live there now. And they wanted to add a little 10 by 13 office space. And so this time it was still within the percentages of the original permit, but the building inspector at the time in the last fall said, yeah, no problem. You'll be fine. Go ahead. And so we went through, I hired a builder, blah, blah, blah. We went to issue the building permit, get the building permit issued in, I think it was February or maybe March timeframe, which is when there was the issue with the building inspector. He left. They had the interim, the new Gene is the new interim building inspectors there. When he got it, looked at the project. He said, I think you need to modify the original permit or the original you know what I'm talking, special permit.
Right.
And then I went and met with the town planner and she said, yeah, I think we agree that you're still within the guidelines and the percentages, but just to clean up all the paperwork, you probably should modify the existing special permit. So that's what I did. That's where we're here.
So this is sort of within that this office space is within that. What is
so
ADU?
Basically it's a separate, it's a 3-car garage with an apartment above it.
Okay.
And that apartment has, 2 bedrooms, a living room. It has the sunroom on it, has a bathroom, it has kitchen. It's basically a full house. It's roughly 1,186 square feet, something like that. And then we're adding like 11 by 13 or 10 by 13 room as part of that building.
Okay.
As part of that structure, just as an office.
Okay. And it's just, so that's really within what was considered the ADU. But
Correct.
What you're saying is you weren't right up against what the max.
No, we were not up against the max.
You have room to do this.
Right. And 10 by 13 is the room. That puts us at 23.3%.
Okay. Is that, sorry, so the ADU is above the garage, correct?
Correct.
And will the office be in
So the
same
way
building?
that, the way it looks, if you look, oh, you don't have the.
I looked at it earlier and actually,
so,
I'm
I
pretty
mean, you
familiar
can
with it
basically
where you are.
See the picture here?
Yeah.
Because they had started to do a little work. So basically, it's going to be, you mind if I come up?
That's fine.
If,
Oh,
I'll put it up.
Oh,
here
you want
in
to?
front, yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure.
that way everybody can.
Yeah,
see
that's
it,
fine. Great, sorry.
Okay, just give me one second. I want to find the.
Sorry, I
Right.
mean, I know exactly where you are.
Oh,
You
okay.
Sort of have the house on one side and it's.
And then there's
by a
this connecting walkway with a gazebo in the middle and it connects
Yeah.
to the house. We had to do that in order to get the variance.
Right, understood. Yeah, sure.
It had to be, back then, the ADU had to be it had to be connected to the house.
Right.
It couldn't be a separate unit.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So if you look at that, so the room comes out there, that gable roof is a false roof. That's just architectural. So that's going to come down and the roof line is just going to match the original roof line,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
All right. So, yeah. But I guess my question is the office. that you're
So
saying-
you'll enter it from there's a stairway that comes from the ground.
Is it at the ground level or is it up at the second?
No, well, the ground level is below grade. If you
Oh,
have the other picture there, Laura, I think
right.
there's.
I see. So
picture.
Yeah,
you're sort of into a hill.
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Okay. All right. Got it.
all right.
So it's ground level,
Yeah, if you look at the other.
but it's still like at the level of the rest of the ADU.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So this is the other picture.
Yeah,
I
if you
also
look at the
put-
other picture, you can sort of see where the truck is down in the lower, that's the driveway level down there.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
And so there's a stairway that goes up to the residential,
Yep.
the livable.
Right.
space.
Okay.
And it's a garage, 3-car garage underneath that.
All right, very good. So, and just like for the record here, the
Mhm.
planning board did, review this.
Yep.
That was in July.
Yep.
5-0, they had no problems with it.
I went to that meeting, so, yep.
Okay. And, there was also, there was something about septic, but where was that noted? I
So,
forgot.
I was trying to catch our septic inspector today and he actually ended up being out, but he did sign off on the ZBA application. He has no issues because they're not adding another bedroom.
Right,
so
right,
nothing
okay,
is changing. the septic.
right. So really, yeah, this is, I mean, I understand this is basically trying to catch up.
Clean up
if you will.
paperwork.
Clean up paperwork
Yeah.
is what this is really about. Okay,
And clean up paperwork and basically we've gone through, this would be 2 projects, 3 different building inspectors and, they all had their own they had different opinions.
right,
So,
right. Okay. All right, good. Well, I'm just going to see if other board members have questions on it, and then we'll see if the public has anything to say. Doris?
No, I see it's cleaning up the paperwork. So you have a half-built or
basically,
semi-demolished.
they just put 2 boards out from.
Okay, they can,
really
yeah,
didn't do
yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Because we didn't have the permit, still don't have the permit, so.
Okay, so okay, so then it stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, no, I really don't have any other questions. I see it as cleaning up the paperwork.
Right.
It's under the 25%. And I know we're well under the 5% rule also
Mhm.
at this point, so.
Okay.
No, I don't have any other questions.
Jamie?
I do not have any questions. I'm familiar with this house. I believe I've picked up Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah,
there a
exactly.
number of
That was, yeah.
But no, I don't have any issue with this.
Okay, great. Mike?
You're muted.
You're muted. You know.
Yeah, I have no questions for the applicant, no.
Paul?
No question.
Okay, and we don't have Doug. Yeah, I think I could say that in general, we see that this is really cleanup. It doesn't seem to have any real impact. We didn't get any, you don't have any comments or nobody weighed in online or anything. We don't, do we have anybody? We don't have anybody in the room. Is there anybody online who wants to raise it, who has the hand raised?
I have 2 people on Zoom, no hands raised.
Okay. All right, well, if we don't have questions from abutters or any other public board, then I think I can sort of sense how this is going. We would then want to close the public meeting before we go any further.
Make a motion to close the public meeting.
Second it.
All right, motion to close the public meeting is made with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Opposed, nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
and Williams, aye. All right, I think we're all of kind of the same mind here. This seems pretty straightforward. So if anybody wants to make a motion on
Dave,
approving,
Can I?
sorry.
Sorry, I
Is there
I was
something-
working on the draft of the decision. I want to make sure I get the language correct
Ah,
for this.
yeah,
Um,
you're right. That's what I should be doing every time.
No, you're
Um,
fine. I just want to make sure that we word it appropriately. So when I had drafted it, I essentially put that we're just modifying the square footage allowed
Yep.
in the original decision and that everything else remains the same.
Yes,
All the other findings and conditions still remain in full effect. There was something else that I wanted to throw out there to see if you guys wanted to correct. In the original decision, they put that the main house is 39,000.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Square.
We just,
feet.
we found that when we started
Oh.
digging in, the
Yeah.
original permit says the original house is 39,000 square feet. That's
Oh,
a big,
that-
big house.
Yeah.
that's a lot bigger than
That'd be a
it
big-
appears from the street.
It is. So I just put in one of the findings that the board notes a typo in the original decision and correcting it to the appropriate square footage.
Okay, all right.
And then other than that,
Um,
everything else, all the other findings still remain in full effect.
yeah, and I don't know if we need to, I mean, I would say the other language in our findings is, does not substantially derogate from the neighborhood, does not impact views, neighborhood values, et cetera.
You got it.
So I think that,
So,
Yeah.
may I interject? So the original should have clearly been 3,900, so we need to add the 1,000, how big is this, a 10 by 13 to 3,900? Because that's how you get to 23%, I think.
Right, so the,
We had to be careful that if-
the original, the original house plus the addition is 5,095 square feet.
Because I wasn't getting to the math.
And of that, the accessory unit's 1,186 square feet, which is 23.3%.
okay,
So the original decision had called out that the primary dwelling was 3,909 square feet. And that the accessory apartment was only going to be, I think it was
860.
864.
okay.
So we're just kind of modifying those calculations within the
So those
decision.
two numbers, the gross square footage is up, making the addition within the under the 25%.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right. So the math is all correct. It was really just a typo in,
Mhm.
that was in the previous decision? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yes, we can note that as being corrected.
Well,
Okay.
We don't want to incorrect the incorrection. Sorry. Make it more further incorrect.
Okay. All right. Does anybody want to try a motion on this to approve as written? Mike, you're good at this.
Like,
Can't hear.
What am I good at?
Making a motion to approve the application as written.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the application as drafted.
See, I knew it.
There you
Do
go.
we have a second?
second,
Okay. Motion to approve the application as drafted has been made with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Opposed, nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
aye.
Mike?
Aye.
And Paul?
Aye.
All right, and Williams, aye. So that's approved. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
And Laura, what's the follow-up on the schedule?
Yep. So the filing deadline is September 3rd, but I have most of the decision drafted. I just got to add in the last
Sure.
stuff. So
Okay,
I will send it to you as soon as we have it drafted.
thanks so much.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, when was it? Oh,
7:10.
okay, yeah, I was gonna say, these guys are 7:20, right? So that-
Well, they're here for the next one
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then also 250. So
Oh.
you're good to open the 118 Turnpike one.
okay,
Do you
all
know
right.
what you-
I looked at it, but did I? Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
Yep.
And that's the one you had the exercise facility.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, so the next item on the agenda is 118 Turnpike Road, FD 250 Turnpike LLC, special permits. This one's about allowing an exercise facility and multiple uses on one lot. Do you have the, want to read the notice, Laura?
The Board of Appeals of the Town of Southborough will hold a public hearing at the McAuliffe Hearing Room, 17 Common Street, Wednesday, August 20th, 2025 at 7:10 PM with regard to the petitions, oh my God, can't speak, of Eric Barbieri, 118 Turnpike Road, Southborough, Mass. The petitioner is seeking special permits to allow an exercise facility and multiple uses on one lot. The property is located in the Business Highway Zoning District, and relief is requested under section 174-8C2, 174-8.5C11, and 174-9.
Thank you. And, okay, for the applicant? if you
Good
could.
evening. George Bonan on behalf of the property owner, David Ferris. And to my left is Eric Barbieri, the business owner and the applicant of it's Patriot Indoor Golf, DBA Back Nine Golf. Laura, thank you for that. She explained why we're here. We're seeking two special permits. One special permit to allow an exercise facility, which is what we're describing the golf simulation business as, and then another one to allow two principal uses on one lot. So with that, I'm going to turn to Eric and he'll talk a little bit about his business. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I just prepared a little overview of what the Back Nine is, but please stop me if you have any questions or save them for the end, whichever works. But the Back Nine, it's a members first indoor golf studio, and we offer year-round access to the game through Full Swing simulators. That's the technology that we use. It's the same cutting-edge technology that's trusted by many of today's top PGA Tour professionals. And our space will also include a putting green area, lounge-style seating, and it's going to create a welcoming and upscale environment where golfers of all skill levels can practice, play, or train. What makes the Back Nine unique is our flexible 24/7 access model. So we offer public tee times, but those are during standard business hours. So non-members can enjoy the facility. And then outside of the standard business hours, the space is available exclusively to members through a secure app-based entry system. Each entry is time-stamped, it's logged, the facility is monitored 24/7 by high-definition security cameras, and we also use remote access software, which allows us to manage and monitor the space in real time, ensuring safe and accountable experiences at all hours. Just important to note, we don't serve alcohol. We're not operating as a bar or restaurant. The Back Nine's a clean, quiet, low-impact recreational use, similar in nature to like a boutique fitness studio. Typical visit involves 1 to 4 players showing up for their reserve session and then leaving when they're finished. We're committed to being an active part of the community. We're going to offer seasonal leagues for both adults and youth, and we're going to create structured social opportunities for golfers to stay engaged throughout the year. These leagues will help foster community, friendly competition, and regular play in a fun, supportive environment. And in addition, the Back Nine will support local schools, youth sports, and nonprofit groups by hosting fundraising events and tournaments. In short, the Back Nine's more than just an indoor golf studio. It's a safe, modern, and community-focused facility designed to enhance access to the game and provide positive experience for residents of all ages. So thank you for your time and consideration. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you. So we've entertained things like this not very long ago. I mean, the first thing I think that comes to mind is what's the impact on parking? But if that's set up for office space, I gotta think that in general, there's probably less parking and
Yeah.
it's more transient, right?
Yeah, just to answer that really quickly, the parking standard is the same as office for exercise facility.
Okay.
So I can't remember exactly which subsection it is, probably 11 or 12, but it's basically the catch-all subsection. And I'll remind the board that this board actually granted a variance allowing 344 spots for the use allocated towards the buildings at 120 and 118 Turnpike.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, that wasn't that long ago. So, right. And also, it seems by the nature of what you described, you might have a lot that's opposite of the office
Yeah.
traffic, right? If that's going to be in the evening, obviously the office people are leaving, other people be arriving. I am curious about the private membership access. That's like any time or certain hours on that?
Yeah, so that is available 24/7. So we had several meetings with the planning board, and I put together a presentation which we can share with you if you'd like. Just kind of giving an overview. So this is part of a franchise. So there's 60 other locations open today across the country. So I had, if you look, I don't have a hard copy, but it'll be the 60. Yeah. So there's 60 currently. There's 200 total under contract. So it's growing like crazy. So I would say probably by the end of next year, we'll be at that 200 mark. And I think they're at a clip of almost a new franchise location signed almost every day or every other day. So it's growing like crazy. But there is a slide there that kind of shows the distribution of the bookings. And you'll see, surprisingly, quite a bit of people come in at 5 a.m. A lot of people like to use this as a way to work out. So there's a big uptick then it kind of cools off in the afternoon. And then, yeah, that 6 to about 10 p.m. is when the bulk of the activity's there. And then so we do have doctors, police officers, firefighters, people who work different shifts that like to use the facility in the off hours as a way to blow off some steam before coming back home. So there's some there, but it's few and far between. I think 97% of all bookings happen between the hours of 5 a.m. and 10 p.m. And then the 3%'s that offshoot there.
Okay. So you were in front of the planning board with this?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And did they have any concerns or questions for you regarding this?
We had 2 hearings with them. In the first one, they did lay out a lot of questions to which we responded with basically the slide Ms. Cahill is looking at now.
Okay.
They were very satisfied with it. Most of their concerns stemmed from lighting, which they were able to condition in their site plan approval.
Okay.
But they didn't have an issue with the 24/7 aspect of the
Okay.
business at all. It was really just related to lighting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The interior lighting or?
Not the interior lighting, but specifically
Okay.
sign lighting, which
Oh.
we have agreed to
Mhm.
turn off at 10 PM and
Yep.
reopen at 6 AM if it's dark enough. And then the light poles in the parking lot, they've agreed to allow 24/7 illumination
Okay.
for like 4 or 5 specific light poles.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I mean, we have no communication directly to us from the planning board.
Mhm.
So I was just curious what
Yeah.
their general feedback was. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll think I'll ask the other board members for what they have for questions. Doris?
Just the square footage, is it on the first or second?
It's
floor?
on the first floor, and I want to say it's about 4,400 square feet. I don't have the exact number, but it's
What's the
something.
layout, it's like,
601.
you have
46
five,
oh, 46, sorry,
not
4601.
a lot of bays, it was like 5 or 6 bays?
Yeah, 5 bays exactly. So
Okay, so you wouldn't even have,
20 people. That
right,
would
I just
be
want to kind of quantify it.
max. Yeah.
But
The
they're-
average booking when we did that analysis is 1.5 people per booking. A lot of people show up by themselves. So if you took all bookings and then averaged them out, it averages to 1.5. So yeah, it's really,
And, you're not selling, just vending machines, probably.
yeah, it'll be like prepackaged snacks and soft drinks, and that's it.
No lounge area?
There's a lounge area that's more, so there's gonna be a putting green. If you're a golfer, it's gonna be a cool one. It's gonna shift and create slope and give you all sorts of training programs. And there'll be a little bit of lounge seating there for special events. So we will offer it available if someone wants to have a Christmas party or something like that, or if we're gonna do a fundraising event, that lounge space will be used for food and stuff like that.
Just thinking golf, but, okay, so, and how large is the lounge space in relation to the 6 bays?
We try to get as much space in there for bays as possible, so it's just a leftover space. I don't know specific square footage.
Like a room, like a big bedroom, like a,
Yeah, probably. It's really the front facing by the windows, if you know that building facing the
Yeah.
reservoir, where we couldn't fit a bay. The bays are 16 feet wide by about 25 to 30 feet long. Okay, there we go. So yeah, perfect. Thank you.
scale.
Yeah, so that lounge area is not large at all.
Just thinking about parking, like you would.
Yeah, one concern the planning board brought up was the tournaments, the typical tournaments at the back nine. They
Events.
run about, so the events don't get very large because like you said, right, there's 4 people at a time that can golf. So it kind of limits just the nature of the size of it.
Yeah.
Tournaments that we would run for fundraisers, things like that, those typically run 2 weeks. So it's a show up, book your time, submit your score to a system, and then there's like a leaderboard you can watch throughout that tournament time. It's not a tournament in the sense of what you might watch on TV where everyone plays at the same time.
Like a shotgun start.
Yeah,
Not that.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, it just seems like the nature of it, you're not really gonna be able to have an awful lot of people there.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you got 4 people per bay, you know, you got 20 people.
Yeah, right. And that would be rare that it would be, the 1.5 average. You're probably looking at, 10 to 15 people max on a busy night.
And no retail, you're not doing any swag, any,
There might be a little bit of swag, golf balls and like general golf gear, gloves, things like that, consumables, but nothing beyond basic stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't
Is
know.
it BYO? I know you're not selling alcohol.
No,
but
yeah.
BYOB.
Jamie, your
If
microphone.
not, no.
Jamie, your microphone?
Should I restate it?
Yeah.
I just asked, I know you said that there was no serving alcohol, but if people were gonna be allowed to BYOB or bring their own.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I would think that would be a concern. And the same thing, if people are doing a gathering there, that would be expected to be alcohol free. Christmas parties or whatever.
I don't know if a catering company, if they would,
I can't speak to what a catering company would be allowed to do, frankly.
And in reality, you'd have to get a permit to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
A license.
We don't,
This question.
yeah, we've gone through
the
this before.
Condo.
You would kind of have to
Okay.
go and say, this is what I'm gonna do, and it wouldn't be in front of us. That would be
Okay.
another,
Yeah.
right, so, okay. Anything else, Doris?
No, I don't have, just trying to get a sense of really just parking, the lighting's been addressed because there's always a question with our lighting law.
Hmm,
Lighting's addressed 4 poles, it's been
yeah,
ironed out. Although your conservation's a neighbor, 4 poles seems to be the decision.
Yeah, and it was really, the basis for that was safety and security. The same
Right.
bylaws reiterate that the safety and security of the business patrons come first. So the planning board was nice enough to condition the decision on allowing those 4 lights, street lights being on 24/7.
yeah. It is an industrial zone. It's not
Yeah, and
residential.
I'll say the same thing, just reiterate, even though lighting's not on the agenda tonight, but I'll remind the board that we really don't have any residential butters with line of sight to our parking lot, and it's on Route 9. It's really a
Right.
great location for a business like this.
Correct. I would agree with that. Okay.
I only had one other question, I'll let go. We don't have any signage requests in this special permit, right?
We don't right now. We may, but that'll come with a separate special permit. Right now, as we propose it, the sign is compliant with local zoning bylaws. So
Okay.
we don't foresee a special permit at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe with window signage, but that's about it.
Okay.
Okay,
Like decals,
Yeah.
putting
Yeah.
decals in the window. But it'll be in front of you if
Yeah.
you decide to go.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah,
that's
light's
fine.
not good in the building, so we're either gonna have to tin them anyway, so if we could use some of the space for a little bit of advertising, but yeah, obviously we'll bring that in front.
Okay. Jamie,
I asked my question.
you did.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
I
that.
think it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm just curious, so do most people, if they're members, pretty much everyone books their time in advance?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
you want to reserve your bay?
Yeah, in the beginning, as I'm building the membership base and it's an empty facility, I'll be there myself and have it open house. And, if someone happens to be driving by or someone else in the office park has their clubs in the back, and they want to come in,
Mm.
give them a demo or spend an hour in there. But yeah, once we're up and running, we built up the membership base to the minimum. Then it's all app-based, so you become a member or you can book a guest tea time during those times. The app itself, when it's your tea time, it lights up a button there that allows you to unlock the door.
Mm.
And then that's how you get in and use the facility. So you can't just walk in and open the door unless there's a staff member there to support you.
Oh, the layout's down.
Oh, dear.
So you have to get through the first door and then a second doors.
Now, the bays themselves, we have one private bay. That's really for maybe instructional, if someone's getting a lesson, things like that done, and they want to have that done in private. But the rest of the bays, as you can see, the back wall, those three are wide open. And that back door, is what goes to the shared bathrooms. Bay number one, you can walk right in there. And just bay five is that one private bay that actually has a door there. That won't have a lock on it. But it's just there to, if someone wants to have.
It's just you're coming in, it's more the entry where you come in and you're there, there's no secondary door.
Oh, no, yeah, we're gonna most likely probably use that door closest to you as the main door. No, the other one, that one there, yeah. We'll have the other one, available to exit in case of an emergency, but the system to badge in and out will be that door there.
Okay.
There's a hallway on the top part of the floor plan, and if you go all the way to the right, the shared restrooms are located in that area. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Mike?
I feel like a lot of the questions that I've had have been addressed, so I want to, being mindful of time, but I did want to, maybe again, just forgive me, I'm on Zoom and I couldn't hear it. But for the after hours members,
Mhm.
will there be staff on site? I thought I heard you just say that there'll always be someone there, but maybe I misunderstood that with respect to
Yeah,
after
no.
hours.
Yeah, so after hours is 24/7 unmanned facility. So you book your tea time.
Okay.
That's why we restrict it to members only during that time.
Okay, maybe I just didn't hear
Is-
that correctly, but the way you
Okay.
made it sound like it was going to be staffed all the time. And then I was like, well, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, that would get pretty expensive. The membership itself is gonna average somewhere between $250 to $300 a month, so it is more of a premium membership. So we fully expect, and this is the experience of those 60 facilities that are open already, that this is more of a kind of a private golf club feel. Everyone takes care of it the same way that they would replacing their divots and things like they would do at a golf course, right? So clean up after yourselves, leave the bays the way you would expect them to be when you come in. A lot of the members.
I just wanted to clarify that position, that's all.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Anything else, Mike?
No, everything else has been touched upon from lighting to hours to signage, so I'm good.
Paul?
I have no questions. I do think it's a nice concept, and it's as we've said, a lot of these other uses for office areas, great use of space, as it's challenging to get office tenants these days. So I think it's excellent.
Great.
All right. And do we have anybody on Zoom raising a hand?
I have 3 people on Zoom and no hands.
Okay, anybody in the room? Nope, okay. Okay, so not having any other questions from the board or the public, except for Doris.
So there's just one bathroom,
No, well, yes, but it's a shared bathroom. It's the
the locker rooms, and then it shares in the middle?
yes,
Yes, you
Yes.
don't have to yes me.
Yeah.
I mean, so we're sharing the bathroom.
correct.
The bathroom
with
facility.
the other tenants in the first floor.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear.
No, I was just trying to, where's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Is that
It's in the middle of the first
okay,
floor.
regular office
Correct.
building, which is
Yes.
standard,
Yes.
is it's out in the floor way, and that'll be open off hours too.
Yeah, yep. It's quite large too. The men's and women's rooms have, I forget how many stalls. but it's
Okay, so
quite-
when I heard the word shared, I felt like we only had one bathroom.
Yeah,
That's
no,
what I
sorry.
meant by my question.
I
Okay,
thought
so-
you might have thought that. Yeah, so definitely
Yeah.
men's and women's.
Okay, so
and,
I
yeah.
understand that I've had
Yeah.
offices in lobby area. It's in the lobby.
Correct.
Okay.
Anything else?
Mm.
Okay,
Make
then,
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second it?
all right, motion to close the public hearing has been made with a second. All in favor, respond with aye, opposed nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Williams, aye. Okay, that closes the public hearing. Do you have any concerns on findings? I feel like a lot of it's similar.
Yeah,
Really no negative impact on the neighborhood. accurately pointed out, it is an industrial zone in a industrial area across from reservoir. So I think we could clearly say that it's not gonna substantially derogate from the neighborhood. Right? It's sort of similar findings, I would say.
Yeah, not a significant impact on traffic.
Right. We did talk about traffic too, yes.
Yeah, I think the visual aspects are covered through the fact, just the location on Route 9 and the no residential
Right.
abutters and,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I think you guys are.
All right. Do we have a motion on the application as drafted?
Make a motion to approve the application as drafted.
Second,
Okay, we have a motion to approve this application as drafted with a second. All in favor, respond with aye, opposed nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
Aye.
Mike?
aye.
Paul?
Aye.
And Williams, aye. All right, congratulations. And Laura can give you a little bit on the schedule.
Filing deadline for the decision is September 3rd. I have it most of the way done, so we should have it sooner than that. Once it's filed, there's a 21-day appeal period. And then you just need to record it with the Registry of Deeds if there's no appeals. You know the drill.
Yep,
So.
all too well.
So I'll let you know as soon as I have it done though.
Great, thanks.
Thank you.
Bill, just.
Okay, yeah, I'll wait. Sorry. Thanks.
All
Thank
right.
you, everybody. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Yep.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Come by whenever it's
Yeah.
open, hopefully, early November.
I could see my
Maybe
son
late
showing up.
October.
Yeah,
Really
okay.
trying for.
You know, George will be your first
Yeah,
cousin.
Oh, yeah.
George has already got it.
A lot less working, a
already
lot
in the
more
schedule.
golfing.
I think-
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so next on our agenda is 250 Turnpike Road. This is the comprehensive permit. So I'll just say that we had an email, that was, I think it was today, right? Just saying, just due to the proximity of when some of the responses came from HSH, the amount of them, your feeling is like, your request was to continue without a debate really this evening, right? And if I misstated anything, just correct me.
You're correct, Chair. I think given the two peer review comment letters coming in and the amount of comments, we're going to try and narrow those issues down. So I'd like to request that we come back in September 17th. And hopefully a lot of those issues are narrowed down, both in the HSH letter and the Lucas Environmental letter. And I think we have agreed to extend the deadline to October 15th, which would be the hearing after the September 17th hearing. So if we need a second hearing past September 17th, we'll have it. We've agreed to extend that deadline to that.
Okay.
So I'll provide you a letter tomorrow.
Thank you.
So an extended deadline, you said to the 15th?
October 15th, which I believe is a regularly scheduled ZBA hearing.
Sounds about right, yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Yeah, I might be stating what maybe the rest of the board thinks too, is that it did come in kind of late.
Mhm.
I know I had a brief conversation with Doris about it, and I talked to you in the hallway. There was a lot there,
Mhm.
and I think for everyone's sake, the more that your folks can work with our peer reviewers and sort out some of those things and hopefully get down to a narrower list, I think the better off we will all be.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Okay,
Mhm.
That list was in a running format. It was almost like a conversational email. Maybe that's gonna, I don't know if that's the most appropriate way to do it, but that made it very long too, because you had to rehash over
Yeah.
existing conditions and then the last phone call and then the last discussion. And it seemed like to me, it felt like it had overlapping points,
Mhm.
reading.
Maybe we can get a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I don't know
think me
what to
too.
say.
Well,
This
We
is,
can do that and also see what we need to see.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't need the
that-
whole
Sorry.
enchilada.
there are some things where, it does say, as, referenced earlier, and in fairness, there are some things that are sort of overlapping.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I still think it would help us as a board if some of those things that you get to agreement on, and now we look at that and say, no concerns, and we just move on to the ones that maybe are more substantial or where you don't reach agreement, and then
Absolutely.
we can really discuss it. So, okay. Anybody, any from the board have any concern? I mean, it seems like we
No,
should
you
just
hit
go-
on it. Jamie hit on it.
What's that?
Jamie hit on it with the, like,
A high level summary of
Yeah, yeah,
here's the
Agreed.
still outstanding issues and why,
yeah,
and everything else is
yes,
fine and dandy.
agreed, yeah, if we, yeah,
We
right.
have short, well, I have a short attention span. I don't know about the rest of the board.
I am happy to work with the peer reviewers and the applicant.
Yeah.
Kind of condensing that a little bit and maybe only focusing the reports on what's outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so, in light of the fact that we really don't want to have much discussion tonight, I don't feel like we need to really have any more discussion and just agree on moving it on. We do need, you do have a hand raised? Okay.
You want to do it?
Yep.
Okay. James, you should be able to speak.
Yeah, hey, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, awesome. So just one of the abutters to 250 Turnpike Road, and just want to make sure that as the the individuals of board are considering the proposal that, you don't get a kind of edited wave top discussion of what's going on here. You kind of get the full picture so that, we can protect our rights as abutters and property owners as you guys kind of continue to evaluate the project. So that's all.
Sorry, James, you just want to make sure we allow space to hear from the abutters. Is that more or less what you're asking?
Well, just that you don't kind of get the Cliff Notes version of everything that's downloaded, that it's kind of a thoughtfully reviewed scope and project, and it's not just kind of, dictated one way or the other. When I
Right.
hear kind of just give us the wave tops, I want to make sure that kind of all stakeholders are considered in this project,
Yes. I agree. I think maybe more what we're going after is there's a lot of technical details in here that get into, zones where you can work and how far away from wetlands you need to be, et cetera. And the board really relies on peer reviewers, which really are looking at the requirements from our perspective. And they're working with the applicant. So if they take something that's somewhat technical, the members of the board aren't really schooled in this. So we're relying on the peer reviewer to say, yes, this complies with, the requirements. I think we always try to be mindful of the abutters, but I do thank you for your concerns.
Yeah, and if I comment on that, I think the Cliff Notes or summary comment is to just say that we get these detailed reports and a lot of things are agreed on by both parties. And so it would be nice to see an easier highlight of where there's differences, because that's where we really need to focus our time. Because if both our peer reviewer and the applicant are agreeing, we're not experts. We're not going to come in and say these two experts agree and we don't agree with them. So that was the point of that comment.
Yep, fair enough. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
John Palmer, 131 Parkerville Road, a direct abutter. I've got just 3 questions for the board. The first is a general question, just trying to understand where we are with this entire process, this entire permitting process for the comprehensive permit, and what the time frame looks like for some sort of decision. So that's the first question. Just generally, where are we?
Well, it would be good to have Jay here, but, so where we are is our peer reviewers, I've looked at their plans. There's been a little bit of back and forth. We've heard back from, this was, civil, stormwater, and, what was the third one?
Traffic.
Traffic. So they're just noting things that are either minor, like, well, this is what this detail is supposed to be on the plan, I don't see it, or it's maybe more substantial about how stormwater is managed, or I think there was something in there about, well, you're supposed to have, a 12-inch pipe and you have an 8-inch pipe, things like that are being worked out. So, you know, those kind of things need to get worked out. What they're asking for is to move the date by which we're supposed to make a decision, or close the hearing, right, to October 15th. Now, I'm just going to base this on my very limited knowledge, which was on the previous 40B. And even once we closed that and we said, all right, we're approving, then there was a whole list of conditions, and that is if there's anything in there that the peer reviewers and the applicants disagree on, then we just say, all right, well, this is a condition of you getting approval for this. And at that stage, you know, the applicant has sort of said, we just want to go forward. So if they don't really have a say any longer over whatever condition we set down. Now, overall, in terms of when did they get permitted, I mean, there's an awful lot of steps to go through after if we do get to, you know, approval of it. Like by comparison, I mean, 120 has been approved. I think we just recently signed some of the
Go with you in a
plans,
minute.
right? And there's still, you know, there's no shovels have broken any ground there. I think there's still a lot of permitting to go through. And I think Mr. Bonan would know better than I what it looks like realistically for a schedule. So,
Yeah.
I mean, once you get to that point, are you still talking years away from it, months away from it?
Well, I'll speak to the 250. If you'd like to, I'll give you my best guess in
Yeah.
terms of a timeline.
Yeah.
I anticipate that this board may close the hearing maybe within the next 2 hearings. I think we're going to have a lot of progress with the engineers working together.
Okay.
Once you close the hearing, we'll have another hearing. It'll be a discussion hearing, though, not a public. So no more public comment at that point. And the board will discuss amongst themselves whether they want to approve the project and with what conditions. And some of those conditions can range from providing an easement plan like we did recently by a date certain, and then pulling a building permit from a year from the point of approval. So it could be, you know, a year, at least a year from when you guys approve the plan, which could be in the next 3 months,
Right.
something like that, till when shovels hit the ground or building permit is issued.
Right. Okay.
So that's helpful. Thank you. And then 2 follow-ups to that. I've raised 2 issues in 2 separate letters that I've seen in the peer reviews as well. And I'm just wondering when those 2 issues get addressed. The first is, you know, it's my understanding that the applicant is going to have to apply for a variance through Mass DEP for the septic system design, given the septic system's design proximity to wetlands and a tributary that feeds the Sudbury Reservoir system. So I'm wondering if the applicant has applied for that variance as of yet and where that fits in the process.
Okay.
And then secondly, it's my understanding that this is going to need a NPDES general construction permit from the EPA because it's, you know, impacting more than 5 acres of development within close proximity to these wetlands that feed the Sudbury Reservoir system. So I'm wondering if that general construction permit has been applied for and where that fits in the process as well.
Sure. To answer Mr. Palmer's first question, it's not a variance we're seeking from the state, but rather an endorsement from the Board of Health, the Southborough Board of Health, which has been applied for, and we anticipate endorsement at their September public hearing. So that should put to bed the tributary questions, because when they endorse the plan, they'll basically be approving the setbacks for the septic systems.
Right.
As to the second question, I really can't speak to. I'm not familiar with it, if I'm being frank, but if there's a general construction permit that needs to be applied for with the EPA, we may have our wetlands engineers do it or our wetlands firm consultants do it. I'm not sure if we're required to or not, though. I can't really speak to it.
Yeah, I mean, this is something you've raised. Is that what you're saying? Yeah.
I've raised it. I'm just wondering when those two issues that I've raised that have also been raised as part of the peer review get addressed either by the ZBA or by, other boards.
David, if I may?
Yep.
I think some of those, if they don't get resolved within the peer review process, something like the NIPD's permit, could be included as a condition of approval in the decision. I think we included something similar about, the applicant still needs to get all required state and federal permits in order to even move forward with the process. So if it doesn't get addressed, which I would think the tributary and septic issues will be addressed as
In
the peer
September.
review comes out. I think currently that hasn't been addressed because the peer reviewer didn't have sufficient information to comment on that piece of it. So hopefully we get that from you guys and then that will be resolved. But they still need to comply with all state and federal permits.
And so when would the abutters and the public be able to weigh in on that tributary and septic design issue?
Well, if I understand it correctly, at the Board of Health.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's a public, or I'm not sure
Right.
if the endorsement would be a public discussion or not.
Okay.
It could be a discussion item, which may not invite public comment. You'd have to reach out to the Board of Health, Mr. Palmer, I'm unsure. But I know it's going to be up for endorsement at their September hearing.
Right.
Our septic plan.
Yeah.
Which would put to bed the tributary questions. Because by endorsing it, they'd be approving the setbacks of the septic systems.
Right.
Okay. I will follow up with the Board of Health.
Okay. And did you have a third question?
No, that was it. Just generally trying to understand where those two issues fit into the process.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Any other hands raised?
Other hands.
So we need to approve, or we need to continue the hearing to September 17th. They need to provide us a letter to extend the deadline. I always forget, we vote on that as well, don't we, to extend it,
have
to
that.
extend it, yeah. Okay, so, first of all, yeah, can we should have a motion to continue the public hearing to September 17th?
I'll make a motion to continue the public hearing to September 17th for
What time, what?
We can do 7:00.
7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock. Good.
For 250 Turnpike Road, 40B project.
Second.
All right. Motion to continue has been made with a second.
Will there be anything else on the agenda that evening?
No.
Okay, good. Then 7 sounds good.
All right. Jamie,
Aye.
Doris,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Paul,
All right,
Williams, aye. Okay. And so we should take a vote to extend the deadline to close the public hearing to October 15th, 2025.
Make a motion to extend the public hearing to October 15th, 2025.
Or the deadline to close it.
Deadline to close
Yeah.
the hearing to October 15th,
Okay.
2025.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Motion to extend the deadline to close the public hearing has been made with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Opposed, nay. Jamie,
Aye.
Doris,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
all.
all right,
All right. Williams, aye. Okay. And you'll provide the letter,
I'll
George.
do it first thing tomorrow morning.
Yeah, great, thank you. Okay, so, other business properly before the board. Item 1, reorganization of the board. This is where Mike becomes the chair, right? The positions are chair and clerk,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So, anybody have a strong need to be the chair?
Nope.
Not everybody at once.
Not literally, I've got more kids than I clearly in my 50s have started to collect children. I've got a new 2-year-old foster daughter, like absolutely freaking not.
Mm.
So tell us how you feel.
All right, do we have a nomination then for the chair?
I nominate David to be the chair.
I
second
second
that.
that nomination.
We have a nomination to be the chair with a second. All in favor, respond with aye, opposed nay. Jamie,
Aye.
Doris,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Paul,
I
Williams, aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Gracious of you.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And-
Thank you.
And so for clerk,
Mm.
this is, Mike, this is something you've done.
Yep.
I think as, I mean, I think Jamie, you're an attorney as well, aren't you?
Mhm.
Uh,
I'm happy for Mike to.
You're happy for Mike?
I would be happy for Jamie to take over clerk. I mean,
I don't know
it's,
what you even have to do.
I don't either.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say, it's really
It's-
not much of
it's-
anything. I think typically the clerk, if the chair can't make it, the clerk has been like somebody who fills in as
Runs the
acting
meeting.
chair.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
Second,
David is so
second.
good with his attendance.
I know. I mean, Mike doesn't want to do it, I'll do it, but I
Be
don't have
careful.
No,
burning
I
desire
don't,
to
I-
do it.
it's literally, some people like to have titles, some people, you know, like, and again, like I've seen some boards and they like, they fight for these positions and it's like,
I don't think that's how you would characterize this board.
No.
Board
I
is-
would not characterize
not
this
that
board
board.
this way. We fight not to have these positions.
Right. So, all right, do we want, Mike, are we sticking with you? I nominate Mike Robbins to be clerk.
I'll second it.
All right. Motion has been made for Mike Robbins to continue as clerk with a second. All in favor, respond with aye, opposed nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
I
Williams, aye. Okay, congratulations, Mike.
You got it. Yay. Oh my God.
All right, that's it. That's all we have for
Yep.
organizing the board, right? All right, next item is approval of meeting minutes, July 16th, 2025. I could try to, I did read these just today and now I'm having a hard time telling you exactly what was in it, but I didn't find there to be any problems with the minutes. Anybody else?
I had no problems with the minutes. I read them today.
Okay. Mike,
Make a motion to approve the minutes as drafted.
Second,
All right, motion to approve the minutes for July 16th, 2025 has been made with a second as drafted, I mean. All in favor, respond with aye, opposed nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Paul?
I
All right, and Williams, aye. Okay, very good. So ADU bylaw discussion, and I'm gonna sort of, I'm gonna admit, I don't have a lot to add here. What, do you have a summary of where we stand with that, Laura?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. So the planning board met on Monday to discuss some draft language for the fall town meeting. They are doing, this warrant article is more administrative in nature, so it's really just to align our definitions, so changing it from accessory apartment to accessory dwelling unit to align with the definition of the state. And then just amending anywhere in the zoning bylaw that it says accessory apartment, changing it to accessory dwelling unit. And then they are getting rid of that 5% cap because
Okay,
it makes
four-
no sense.
Four-year campaign on that.
You're
I
there.
really feel like we're progressing.
Congratulations,
Oh.
Chris.
Yeah.
So did they get our feedback at all? We've gotten we can continue commenting. Did they get our feedback? Like there's some rumblings from us about maybe removing some language regarding control of.
Sorry, could you speak into the microphone? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Yeah. So what else besides, there was a email that was circulated that I did comment on. I think Mike might have commented on it.
Yeah.
And any progress without going into all that detail.
So I think they are leaving that piece of it alone until the Springtown meeting. I think they're going to revisit an ADU bylaw similar to what was presented at annual town meeting this spring. But I don't have any details. They haven't discussed that.
Okay.
I think that is something that they want to have proactive conversations with the ZBA about.
So that existing language, Mike, that has to do with, when you got the accessory department, you had to go through planning. And
Mhm.
I think we were talking about bringing that all back to ZBA on ADUs.
Well, that and the site review requirements, because I thought
Right.
that was a bit onerous too.
But it's always been in the code.
Absolutely.
That was it has always been in the code, so if we can get that communicated twice, for spring is fine.
Yeah,
Because I don't think, if we put that, if we made that big change in the fall, it
What-
won't get through.
What day is the fall meeting?
I want to say it's October 27th. When is it? It's October 27th because they
Okay.
moved it up. It was November 3rd, but the room wasn't available. So they bumped it up to the 27th. I mean, the public hearing for this ADU bylaw is opening, I think, September 8th. So planning board's gonna have public hearings starting then. If you guys want to attend, just let me know so I can post an agenda. But I also think if you guys want to start conversations with planning about a different ADU bylaw similar to what was proposed before and start working on that sooner rather than later, it can't hurt.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw out, there's a section, let's say for the spring, there's another section in the bylaw that talks about historical gets 35%, but our petition today, applicant today, was 25% of the total square footage. Was there, what am I missing on that? Why is that there?
Why is it there in general?
Yeah, what,
I-
so what could happen, like the house becomes all ADU? I'm like, what was the detriment that caused someone to put the percentage in?
Yeah.
Because it's like an ADU, I mean, you got this, I know it's a
think they
single
wanted to just limit the size
four,
of ADUs.
you think it limits it? Really?
It does,
Yeah,
but I think there's more discussion to be had there, and I've
yeah, that's all.
started that with Mimi a little bit because
Yeah, like, well, how'd we get there? It's not, let's change it. It's like, so there's a section in the code that says, I just don't want to have a discriminatory percentage that works for high-end people who would always benefit from that, but not
Yeah.
work for the lower people and then
Yeah.
put them in the special. That's where I'm coming from.
I completely agree.
yes, that's kinda where
and
I'm
I
coming
love
from.
that you said that because I actually have spent a ton of time on that. And I threw it out there to Mimi and Karina just to be like, hey, what are your thoughts? I think it's something to tackle in the spring, but I am happy to loop you in on that because I had the same thought. Because I felt that it was not equitable for owners of smaller homes.
Right.
And I think there's an opportunity to allow people to have larger than what's allowed by right via special permit that would give homeowners of smaller homes a little more wiggle room, but then would also cap it on the high end so that people are not building
Oh, not that that.
ADUs that
yeah,
are the
well,
size of a single family home,
Well,
that-
we already have issues when people build the well, they're not accessories, they're additions to the home, but
Yeah.
I'm very pro people being able to do what they want within their home, to expand their homes and sit within the setbacks, if we can just get the setbacks and the heights correct. But it's just a question to really, involve me with that.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Involve me, and I'm really happy to see that possibly go. And then it'll just be the definitions and that odd clause, which you never know what that.
No idea where
No,
that
there was
came
someone
from.
in a meeting and there was logic to it at the time that we've outgrown possibly. I'm just,
I think so.
that's maybe. Okay. So.
Yeah, and other towns, just so you know, other towns are, they're putting forward less restrictive ADU bylaws, like they're putting in some language with reducing setbacks for ADU, setback requirements for ADUs. And trying to think of the town on the Cape, and it's 1,200 square feet by right. So, you know, we don't have to be held to the state's restrictive standard. That's the de minimis. And
That's
so
that's
I
the
just,
minimum, right?
you
To
know,
allow that, like the density, like Marlboro is not a town that compares us, but that what goes on in their multi-unit housing really appeals more to their density and the amount of population they have there.
Yeah.
Where, yeah, I see your point. That's interesting, Mike. That's a really interesting thought to go
Yeah, with-
out. Because everybody understands square foot, whereas percentages, what we often get with that percentage is because you saw me do it today. I'm adding to the total gross, they're doing the same thing. They say, oh no, that's a storage unit. No, I get it. And that's part of the square foot. Let's just get a storage unit and get around the work versus, that's really an interesting thought. We're just trying to get more units in. Interesting.
And right now, with the state regulations and our bylaw as it's written, that 25% only benefits people with larger homes. Because if you have a home that's smaller than 1,800 square feet,
I'm with you on it, yeah.
your 25% is less than what's allowed by right.
Right.
So there isn't even room for them to go larger at this point. So I
okay.
do think.
But that would bode to, it'd be difficult to get into our special meeting, to the discussion to get it in there, because you're saying they can't have 900 square feet because they got a small home. Yeah, yeah,
But
I'm with you.
doesn't the state, doesn't that law basically supersede us saying you can't have it? Because you're allowed up to 960 square feet?
So they're allowed 50% of your gross floor area or 900 square feet, whichever is smaller. So if your house is less than or equal to 1,800 square feet, you can only have your 50% of gross floor area. And then if you want to go larger, we currently have no avenue to do that.
Yeah,
Because you're bound to the 25%,
So
but
if you-
that's smaller than your 50%.
so if you have like 1,000 square foot home, you can't even get the 900. You're
You're
you have to
limited to
get
500.
500.
you're limited to 500, yeah.
That doesn't seem fair.
In a way, it makes sense because it keeps it proportional to the size of your home. Like you don't want to build 1,000 square foot ADU when you have 1,000 square foot home because
That's it, because the
But-
unit is supposed to be accessory to the
Yeah.
primary dwelling, but the challenge is it's too restrictive.
it is. And under our current bylaw, if you have a 10,000 square foot home, you can build like a 2,500 square
Yeah,
foot
right. I see what you're saying.
ADU, which is
Don't give
This-
that-
bigger
I don't
than-
think that's accurate. Is that,
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case.
well, my math could be off, but they can.
No, I
have
think 900 is the
5%
cap for a protected use ADU.
Under a special permit.
Oh, under special permit,
Yeah.
sure. I'm sorry.
We couldn't deny it easily because we say you can go up to 25%.
Right.
I haven't seen the applications come through. I'm not against it at all necessarily. It's just the applications come through making the math work. So it's just under 25%.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing with the attachments, yeah.
But I think too, the accessory apartment applications that we've gotten, at least in my time here, they're for smaller homes. You don't have someone
100%.
who has a 10,000 square foot.
No,
home
they're
looking for an ADU,
they're for
you know.
boomerang, never leavers,
Mhm.
parents, disabled members.
Yeah, it's aging in
all
place.
really
That's
good
the
social
thing.
reasons for it. So, yeah. There was something else I wanted, I was like all these things I want to change.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll send you what I have, because that was something that I've been toying.
Oh, I know. And I did see language about, was it trailer homes? I
Mhm.
caught that, trailer homes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought, trailer homes. But I don't know if I'm gonna come up with samples, but exclusions and trailer homes was on there. We do not, and we may not be able to address Airbnbs taking up an ADU. I don't think maybe we even have the right to address that.
I think,
It had to come up at
yeah,
some point in time.
I think they are including language that they can't be within a mobile home or travel trailer.
Yeah, the bylaws from the state prohibit accessory ADUs and protected use ADUs are for structure. And so the goal of the legislature is they didn't want like those homes on wheels. This isn't for mobile homes. It has to be accessory to the primary dwelling. It cannot be a transient property. So, they want that accessory dwelling unit to have its own bathroom, kitchen. And so there is a specific exclusion for those type of properties. So, but you're allowed to have manufactured homes. So it's a little bit of a difference there, but it can't be on wheels effectively. It has to have its own living space. Um, things of that nature.
Portable, maybe. But people could.
Portable, no,
Portable.
It can't be portable.
No, can't.
cannot be
Could be a
portable.
container, probably could be a container. I've
It
actually
could
seen,
not.
no, it probably, have you seen containers going as accessories to hold up structures? Okay,
And they've been doing like the tiny homes and stuff.
tiny homes,
I
there's all
think
sorts of
they're-
variations.
I just learned the other day that there's a distinction between a tiny home and an ADU within this,
Correct.
the building code too. So
Hmm.
I don't know how that complicates things, but
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about, I know it came up in early planning meetings. I just don't think it'd be prohibited. If you had an ADU, you'd be able to rent it short-term on Airbnb or Booking.com or Verbo. I'm not seeing other than the marathon that we have an event nearby that would happen. Right?
Yeah, I mean, anything that might be going on at one of the private schools, right?
yeah.
Parents come in for the weekend. Yeah, I thought that was really the discussion that it was difficult to say you can't
I think we
rent
can't.
it out via
yeah.
Airbnb. Like, that's something we thought we don't really want to touch that one.
Well, the major cities went ahead and started touching for fire and safety reasons because they circumvent hotel regulations.
I think
And
technically if
taxes
it's
and a
an
whole
Airbnb, you're supposed to have an annual building inspection.
Airbnb's out there. They've had some problems
Yeah,
inspecting that that the places have sprinklers.
yeah,
There's a higher standard when you're renting out.
yeah.
But people rent their homes, so I think you gotta leave it. That was the thing. You gotta leave
Yeah.
it. I think it's more at the state level, but some of the cities have done some crackdown it's for safety too. You got people coming in part-time and people don't normally run units. Run units and they're doing it for commercial purposes. I'll probably just mentioning it. I'm not really
Yeah.
biting hard on the bullet on it. It's like,
No, I think it's good to think about because it's going to come up as part of the discussion. So
I don't think we can regulate it, would be my gut.
Right.
Or group homes. Because in the code, it says that you can have all these various types of family. There's no,
mm,
who's telling me who to live in my house? They don't have to be related to me,
yeah.
you know? I could run a shelter.
Hmm.
Why not?
Right.
Right, okay. Everyone's gonna get nervous. Be good for Southborough.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything else on the ADUs? Okay, administrative updates, Laura, upcoming schedule.
Yeah, we just have, our next meeting is September 17th. And the only thing on our agenda for that will be the 250 Turnpike 40B. And then after that is October 15th. I know of at least 2 applications that are probably on their way for that meeting, but
Okay,
that's all we got.
that's not bad. Yeah, and so with the status of the peer reviewers, September 17th could be, I mean, it could be an involved meeting, depends how it goes.
It depends on the turnaround.
Yeah.
There was a lot that needed to be addressed, so we'll see how quickly we.
Yeah,
can
won't
do
be
it.
surprised if they can't get through it all, and we're back with them on October 15th as well. Okay. So the last item you had on the agenda here is zoning bylaw updates, and these are some of the things that you've been chasing, right?
Yeah, so just wanted to keep you guys informed of what's going on. So there's a couple zoning bylaw updates that are going through for fall town meeting. So the ADU being one of them. There's another one to add in a new use category in the industrial park district for highway major retail. And this would be allowed by special permit through the planning board. This is being presented by the new property owners of the old Dell EMC property. So that public hearing, I think, is also set to open on September 8th. They met with the planning board on Monday and had some discussions, and I think there was some stuff that they might tweak a little bit. And then the only other one is the planning board has been working on adding additional uses into the industrial park district outside of that highway major retail, just as a way to kind of relax the zoning a little bit and modernize it so that more commercial businesses can go in there without
coming
excessive
to
hours.
us.
Without coming for approval, yeah.
They get approval and we say, sure, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
all those I think are slated to be on the warrant for fall town meeting.
What's the summary of highway major retail? What is that?
It is, so it's very, very specific in, let me see if I can find.
And I don't mean to drag us through all the detail. I
Oh.
just thought in general, what's the idea behind it?
Yeah, that the high level is highway major retail use is located on a single lot that has a minimum area of 20 acres. It's really, think like something like a Whole Foods or, like
Yeah.
a bigger retailer
Mhm.
with like other smaller ones around it. So the way that it's written is very specific where there are, I think, at most 2 lots that this would even apply to. So it's not something that then, you'd have a Costco popping up in the middle of town or anything. Like it's very specific. So this is more of a project-based zoning proposal. And, so it's in there. What I'll do is tomorrow I'll send you all the draft language for all of these.
Okay.
But it would also only be allowed by special permit through the planning board. So
Okay,
there'd be some oversight there.
okay,
So that's all I've got.
okay. That was the last item on the agenda, unless we have something else you want to discuss. You still with us, Paul?
I'm still here. I'm waiting.
Mark.
Your turn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second,
All right, motion to adjourn has been made with a second. All in favor, respond with aye. Opposed, nay. Jamie?
Aye.
Doris?
Aye.
Mike?
aye.
Paul?
Aye.
Williams, aye. Thank you very much. That adjourns the meeting. Nice job tonight.
Excellent. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.